What's up you guys, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about how you can build a very strong resume as a software engineer for remote or non-remote software engineering positions. And I'm also going to take you through my resume and show you how you can get the same. So let's get started. Alright, so I've been hearing this a lot that you guys are going online and applying to these companies and these good startups, but you're not hearing back from them, which is probably due to your resume, right? Because your resume is the one thing that will introduce you to that company or the person who's looking at these applicants. So think of it from their perspective, right? They don't know you, they don't know what an amazing person you are, how brilliant and talented you are. They just know your resume, which is a file that is on their system, which they might have hundreds or thousands depending on how popular that company is. So if the number of applicants is in the lower end, where let's say there are 20-30 applicants for a job role, in that case you have good visibility, so that hiring person would actually go through all the resumes and try to identify a good fit. But if hundreds of people or thousands of people are applying for those jobs, in that case you know for sure that that person is not going to look at all resumes, because it's humanly impossible, right? So they use some software, some ATS software, which is basically an app which will take in your resume and scan through it, and it will look for certain keywords. So that software can actually scan through thousands of resumes in a matter of seconds. So they use these softwares to filter out the resumes, and then they will look at the resumes which made it through. So either your resumes are getting filtered out, or your resumes are just not strong enough to get a call for an interview, right? So in this video I'm going to share with you my resume, and I'm going to show you how you can build a strong resume so that you at least get an interview call. What happens after that, how you do in the interviews, that determines whether or not you get the offer. But to get the interview, your resume needs to be on point. So yeah, first of all, let's just go over my resume. So this is my current resume, not the one that I was applying with in 2019 when I was back in college, but it was the same template. This is the template that I used back in college, and I had more things here, and then over time I've been filtering and updating things. So the basic structure remains the same, but the content you see here might be more relevant to the present date. But how the resume is structured and the content that you need to place there, that remains constant. So as you can see on the top, I've put my name and my contact information, including my social handles, but don't put your Instagrams and TikToks on there. Put your GitHub, put your LinkedIn and those kind of stuff, because I don't know, I think it's just obvious, right? So yeah, after that I've put my skills, where I've put, okay, so these are the languages that I know, these are the technologies that I worked on, and these are the sort of platforms. But you can put that when you're applying for remote jobs or you're applying to these startups. So skills are very important in that case, because they are looking for someone who actually knows something about what their stack is, and at least you might know something similar, right? They might not be, so you might have some experience in React and they might be using Vue. They'll be fine with that, but they want to know that, okay, you have worked on something similar, so that it's easier for them to onboard you and you can get productive really fast. So skills is a very important section, not only for the startups but also for the big companies. They will also glance over your skills, but it is very integral when it comes to applying to startups and for remote jobs, right? And after that I've put my work experience, because so in general the idea is to have the things in your resume in the decreasing order of importance or valuable, right? What do you think is the most valuable thing that you've done? For me, it's my work experience and my skills, so I can put them on the top. If my education was my number one criteria, that I want to show them that, okay, I've studied in this college, I've studied this, I would put education on top, for example, right? So think about it from the recruiter's perspective, right? They just get a few seconds to glance over your resume and they will look at it from the top, so they'll probably pay more attention to what's on the top than what's on the bottom. So that has to be something that catches their attention, so that they at least want to read the whole resume. So yeah, put something strong up there. You can put your education if you don't have work experience, otherwise put work experience, because that's the most valuable thing. They want to see what you have done so far, if you have done some internships or something like that. So this Airbase section wasn't there then, because I was applying to these companies, right? I was applying to Airbase, for example. So LogMeIn was on top because that's what I was doing at the time, and then the Click Code Media internship, and that's all about the work experience. I had a lot more projects. I would say about 30 to 40% of my resume was filled with projects. Right now I have a small section just to show that, okay, these are my personal projects that I've worked on. But yeah, it was a bigger section back then, because that's also something that I wanted to highlight, right? And then the education section, right? I have done my bachelor's of engineering and I've done my school, so I've put those two things. If I do masters, then I'll put that on top, because that would be more valuable, right? If you can see, my resume is well spaced out. There is a lot of information here. and I can put more information here. I have some space remaining because back then I didn't have this airbase section in my work experience. I had another section at the bottom for extracurricular activities. That's a very valuable section if you're a student and you're applying for a first-time job. Put that there, put your hackathons, put your extracurricular activities that you have done, put them in that section. So in my resume that was there. Now it's not because I didn't have the space, so I put in that airbase part, and then that extracurricular section was going into the next page, which brings me to the most important point. Don't exceed one page, guys. Having a one pager is the best that you can do to highlight yourself and to put yourself in the best position to get an interview call, because no one will go through 2 pages or 3 pages of your resume. Trust me on that. Just make it one page, right? And if you believe that you've done so much that you need 2 to 3 pages to express it, I would say you're wrong, right? You're most likely wrong, unless you have 15-20 years of experience and you're applying for leadership roles. In that case, maybe you want to go in detail about what your career has been so far. But if you're like me, or even if you're like 5-10 years of experience, you can pretty much summarize everything in one page, and that's the best way to go. So my resume is one page, and that's why I removed that extracurricular section, because now that I have some experience, that extracurricular section is not going to do me much good. But in your case, if you're a student, definitely include that section, because it is a valuable section that a company is looking for when they are hiring a fresher, right? So I'll share this template with you. You can actually change the information that's in there with your information, and you can reuse the same thing. So for that, let me open my laptop and show you how you can do that. Alright, so let me quickly show you the resume template. So this is a website called overleaf.com, and it helps you to build your resume using LaTeX. So what is LaTeX? First of all, it's sort of a programming language. It's spelled as LATEX, but it is pronounced as LaTeX or LaTeX, as you can see here. And you can actually read about it, and there's a very good article by Overleaf on quickly learning LaTeX in 30 minutes. Why I suggest learning that is it gives you a very concise way to render your documents, right? I've built my resume using LaTeX, and you can also build stuff like project reports. In college, when I was doing project reports in first year or second year, I was doing with Microsoft Word and Apple Pages and stuff like that. But after that, I realized that LaTeX is really good, and it really helps you, and it fast forwards the process. And I think once you learn LaTeX, it does a better job than all these word processing systems. And it's good to learn LaTeX. It's a good skill to have. And for building the resume especially, I would definitely recommend LaTeX. So as you can see, this is the main file where I have my main resume template. You can see I have my name here, and all these variables are defined, and you can put your phone number, email address, and all those things, and they will be rendered in the same way. And these are clickable, right? You can click on my email, it will open your email provider, and it'll start an email. You can open my website or my GitHub or LinkedIn and stuff like that. So you can generate your resume this way, and it's very modular. So as you can see here, there is input of different pages: skills, experience, education, projects, and extra. And these can be found in this page: education, experience, these folders. It is like a program, right? It's modular. So here, if I add this extra, so I've commented it out. If I uncomment it and I recompile it, you can see that my extracurriculars will show up at the bottom. So as I was saying, the extracurricular activities were going to the next page after I added my airbase section. So that's why I removed it. And also, it's not very valuable for me now that I have some experience, but as a student, it's a very valuable section. So make sure you include something like this in your extracurricular activities. For now, I can leave this aside because I don't really need it. It'll recompile, right? So this is the code that you're writing, and it'll compile into this PDF file. And so if you look at education, you can see, okay, this is the college, and this is the year, this is the degree, and you can replace it with yours. Similarly, for experience, you can see there is a company here, and there's a location and timing, all those things. So you could use this. You could reuse my template. I will share this link with you. I'll show you how to use this as well. One more thing I like to mention is the original template was from a person called Cloud D Park, and I can show you the link to the original template, and I will also put this in the description, just to give the credit where credit is due. But this was the basic template. You can see it's pretty similar, but I sort of modified it to what it is today for my resume. But this was the base template that I started out with. So you can just get this. I'll put this link in the description if you want to get this. You can just download this and start using it. It's a little bit more complicated. I've simplified things and made it as much as required. But you can certainly go with this. if you like. But if you want mine, just connect with me on Instagram and let me know. I'll share the link with you. Alright, so now let me show you how you can get this on your computer and how you can customize this to your resume. Go to overleaf.com. So you'll have to go to overleaf.com and create an account, which is free, right? It's a free tool. So just sign in with Google or something, and then click on new project and upload project, and it'll ask you to upload a zip file. You can upload my zip file, which is abtuberesume.zip, and you can put it on Overleaf. So let it upload. So once your file is uploaded, it will load the editor for you, and yeah, you can see there's an error with the compilation because the compiler is different. So you'll just go to menu and change the compiler from PDF LaTeX to XE LaTeX, right? Because that's the one that the original template used. So yeah, after you have changed that, just recompile and it should compile properly. So yeah, your resume is here and you can go ahead and start changing things. For example, if you want to change your name to, let's say, Elon Musk, right? You can change your name and you can recompile it. You can change whatever you want, recompile it, it'll be rendered out here. And after changing all this, you can just hit this download button. It will download the PDF file, and then you can open that PDF file. It will be rendered very beautifully, and you can share it with wherever you're applying, right? Alright, so that's it about this video. I hope you found it valuable, and if you did, smash that like button and leave a comment down below if you have any other questions. So well, that's it for this one. Do subscribe to my channel for more, and thanks for watching.